Hello, hello. Kelly Joe, Sunshine 420. Sunshine Joe 420 on YouTube and TikTok. So good to see you guys again. I'm coming to you with a birth chart reading. This has actually been my most exciting, I'm really just super honored and excited to do this. So this is for my fellow 815 Rock 40. Her name is Nessa, and she has if you follow Nessa, me saying this is just going to sound stupid, but an absolutely incredible 1 family, 2 social networking presence, and it is, again, my honor to be able to do this and offer this to you. So Nessa, I love you. Thank you so much. I hope you find so much beneficial confirmation and help from this. So yes, again, my name is Kelly Joe. So my last video that I did on birth chart reading, I kind of spent a little bit of time at the beginning explaining what each sign was, and I felt like that took a lot of time, so I'm just not going to do that this episode. And I'm just going to touch briefly when I talk about it, and then Nessa, when I send you the notes that I took, I literally take notes on every single chart, it'll have it more broke down for you. Okay, and then at the very end, I do have a chakra card that I pulled. I haven't even read it yet, so that'll be really exciting. So we're going to start with Nessa. Her birthday is in July 15th, and that is a Cancer. I just want to start with, now that I have really dug into my astrology learning journey, Cancers are super misunderstood, just as Geminis are. Cancers are represented by the crab and can probably be associated with being a little crabby. Some other things to know about the sign of Cancer. So this is coming from my book that I got. I just had Cancer pulled up. A few things that I wrote down for you is that you are an element, the element of water. So that is just very fluid, but also very heavy at times too. And you are in the ruling planet. Your ruling planet is the moon. So when I read that, I just absolutely loved that. But really, in reality, what that means is that the moon is obviously the darker side of our life. Our self is the sun. That's the brightness. That's what the light is being shed upon. But the moon, that's kind of where the inner work, the emotions happen. And I just think that is just duh for it being in a Cancer, the Cancer being that being its ruling planet. The expression that most is felt by Cancer is I feel, again, to that emotional side. And not in an emotional, very cryy, look at me, emotion, way, in a deeper way than almost any of us could even fathom. Cancers are so deep. You're deep. You're deep as me. Okay, so for the book, that's all I have for the book, but for my notes. So one thing that is really, really relevant with Cancers is the need for security, the need for protection. You sometimes are so fixated on possessions and things that are yours and making sure that nothing gets taken from you and that you have this stability, which is a great thing. I mean, we all need stability, but you need stability to thrive. And a lot of other signs, when they're in too much of stability, it makes them anxious, it makes them uncomfortable. Not you. That is where you thrive. And I just think that is a family person is a Cancer. You just have really deep inner love and emotions, and you're so protective of yourself and loved ones. A little too much of yourself. I put that nobody will touch you or anyone you love. Rough, kind of like a cute cactus. LOL, I actually wrote LOL. Safety is a must. You would just rather not do things, and not because you just don't think it's worth doing. You would just rather not do them, which is actually represented in another part of your sign, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But one of the most things that come up in this is the sensitivity part, which a lot of people just cannot understand with a Cancer, because you have this outside shell essentially of just so but on the inside you really are just this mushy, needing love, needing affirmation, needing all of these things, and you'll be damned if you even ask for it or let anybody know. So sometimes Cancers allow themselves to struggle when it's not needed, and you're too damn mean to yourself. I have learned with Cancers that as much as they are outwardly judgmental or crabby or whatever you must say about them, we could never understand how a Cancer is to their own self. And I just think that is just absolutely heartbreaking. We need to love ourselves. You need to love yourself more. And I really, my main hope for this reading is that you just find the inner confidence and self-love that you need, because once you do that, Ness, like life is already has and will continue to transform. Yes. I put can dish it, but can't take it back. Okay, so not everything in this chart's good. I'm not going to be like a bullshitter, all right? I'm gonna lay it out like it is, okay? I wrote again, innerly too mean to yourself. You have to stop. When anything like gets you upset or gets you mad or like whatever, your first reaction is to like kind of like a turtle is the first thing that comes to our mind, but like a crab too. Like if you were to like touch a crab or like reach out, it's like, it goes in. Like it does not like that. And when you get in arguments or get upset or like build this inner wall that you have like reverted to, it's so hard for anybody to get in. And you're just sitting in this shell, so sad and so emotional and just like wanting all this love. But you've built this wall, this fortress that nobody can get in. And you don't mean to do it. It just happens. It's a Cancer. Sorry, y'all. You can see my blankets. I'm sitting in the girl office. But, like, you just have to just, like, not so much slam the door. Okay, so, like, how I imagine it was, like, you slam the door, and then you have, like, a lock, and then you have another lock, and then you have another lock, and then you have another lock, and then you put a couch, and then you put a bed, and then you put a dresser, and you have, like, all of these layers built up between you and whatever it is. And not that you don't deserve to have your space or respect your feelings, but by the time you've calmed down, you've realized that you have all that shit. And sometimes it's like so annoying to have to go back. So if you just stop doing it and take more time to like lock the door and like put your back against it. Do you know what I mean? Like you remember like back in the day, like when you would like sit against the door and like block it from your brother and like cousins. I don't know if that was me, but like your power and your force and your ability to protect yourself and your space is strong enough that you don't have to use all of those tactics. Like when I said a dresser and a couch and shit, I didn't mean that. I meant like being mean, saying things you don't mean, going hard, being too insensitive, and then you're just like wrapped up in a world. So that's what I mean by that with a Cancer. But like at the end of the day, you are just truly the most sincere, deep, loving, passionate. You are the secret keeper of the signs. If you don't want anybody to know shit, tell a Cancer. Okay, I think that's so great of you. The most hospitable sign, dependable, caring ass bit. You will hear me cuss a lot in this because that's just how I deliver these messages. Okay. You have a magnetic appeal and it is fuego. Literally wrote that down. You are a leader. Don't let no one tell you shit, which is like, that's a good thing. Leaders are meant to be leaders, especially right now in this time and day. I've said this just like with my own personal business and own personal growth. Like we've spent so much time as leaders, as lions, trying to wake the sheep. And that day is just done. Like that day is just done. Hopefully the sheeps within themselves can wake themselves up and one or two can become lions. But at this point, it's time for lions to run with lions. Let's go, bitch. Okay, you will find enough people that are ready to run with you that you don't have to do all the work and don't have to do all the sacrificing and all of that. Okay. Quote unquote from what I use, from the resource that I use, it says, success can be thanked to a support of patrons, friends, or relatives. People look up to you. Which, yes. You have a deep desire for more. It's just like you just know that you were born and meant for special and more greater things in life. And it is not selfish for you to want those things. Okay, like, actually, we're going to get into this a lot with your rising, which we'll talk about at the very, very end. So we'll go back to that. Your dreamer attitude is not crazy. Your eagerness and easiness to trust people, it does not mean that you're weak or that you're stupid or that you're naive. It just means that you have this heart that wants to believe the best in people. But like some people don't deserve it. And some people are coming to you, building relationships with you, reconnecting with you keeping you in their life simply to take advantage of that from you. And you have to like cut it out. You are worthy of cutting it out. You can cut it out. You're strong enough for cutting it out. And like, you don't deserve to be taken advantage of, period. You're strong enough to find that in your life. So it says that your lack, it's possible. So this is all possible, okay? But it says that with just what you give me in your information, it says that the lack of identity growing up, you could have had maybe like lack of supervision, or lack of like someone to look up to, or lack of like parents. And not that they weren't there, it's just like that you didn't really have like an authoritative idea of them. And or like, again, this could all be wrong, but I'm just going to deliver you the message that I received because I have enough faith in it. So, and like, again, it's not that they weren't there, but it's just like the rules and the structure and just like the future planning, like it just wasn't like, you didn't have to do it. And again, that's not a bad thing. It's just you grew up in a lot of leniency, which can come from having a lot of siblings, or growing up with parents who are just more busy with working or other things in their life. And for you, that definitely did go into like your authoritative, like questioning idea, because you did have to do a lot of shit for yourself. And it does say that there's possible like self-identification with a father figure in your life. Like whether he was there, whether he was not there, that's not really what we were talking, but just like the idea of what it needed to be was so failed on you. And you possibly were taken advantage of. And like, it doesn't have to mean to the worst extent. For me, when I say that and when I wrote that down, I even wrote like trigger warning, like, for me, that did happen for me. And we don't even have the same sign. But I was taken advantage of by somebody in a very authoritative role. And now being where I'm at in my journey, just understanding that that wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault. Even if I did consent in the time, I did not understand. And it was unfair of me to have to understand things that I did not deserve to have to understand. And I just feel like that might really resonate with you as well. So again, if it doesn't, I'm sorry. I don't know. But like, to truly have understanding that these people in your life that let you down, I'm not talking about somebody who like abused you, or, I mean, fuck, maybe even I am. Maybe that's where I need to do my own self-growth and like deep dive. But like the people who were really around that really did love you and proved it, whether it was in ways we understood. I'm sorry, my finger is so bunk. Oh. Like they had their own trauma. Like our parents and our grandparents and et cetera, were raised because the people who raised them and the people who raised them were all fucking broken. We come from broken families. We come from trauma. We come from mothers who don't feel enough, who have lack. And we come from fathers who literally weren't ever fucking raised to know that it's okay to have a feminine energy inside of them. And that is just what has created us. And you, I, a shit ton of other people are being the ones to break those curses. And it's not fair, but it's what has to be done because we care enough for the people we're taking care of. Shoo, that got deep. Okay. So just know that like learned behaviors is your subconscious, it's your paradigm, and that is not the destination. That is not what your life is destined to be. You do not have to hold on to these pre-listic ideas and learned notions of how people act, how people live, how people success that are people like you. You can break that. You can surround yourself by a whole damn new set of people. And that doesn't mean to cut off your family. Like you can still be surrounded by them and love them and like keep that love. But when it really comes to relationships and when it really comes to things that are like draining your fucking soul, deuces. It has to go. It has to go. You are seen. You are enough. You are loved. You are a fire-ass empowered goddess. You are hardworking, intuitive, not scared of getting dirty, passionate, hungry, intense, deep desire. It is literally born inside of you. You don't have to question it. Like you don't have to question why you are such a driven, and it's probably never going to stop. If it stops, you're dead. So like, you know what I mean? But you just need to really understand and grasp that there is no such thing as perfect. I actually wrote about that again later in your chart. But like, We are souls that were born into life. Like there's no such thing as like energy ever being like energy can't die. You can't kill it. Us as people, when you really, sorry, my son just came out here and got me all freaking paranoid. When you die, like I've come to the conclusion, and I know it's really deep and like we don't even have to get into this, but like I've come to it that like we are just energy that is just here to like do our service and our mission in life. And we were never created to be perfect. It's literally not in our DNA. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit more. So that was your sun. That's 16 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope we're doing good. We're going to move on to your moon. So your sun, I'm sorry, did not touch on this. Your sun is like the basic you. What everyone knows, what you know, what you've been told. Okay. Your moon is your inner you. Your moon is in Virgo. So your moon is content with security in the little things in life, but details are a must. Like you truly are so happy and content with living a life that is just full of like harmonious love and joy and family and like taking the kids to school and making lunches and doing chores and like, I mean, you don't want to admit it, but like it does bring you joy. And that is something that when you really like allow yourself to tune in, that it's okay for you to have the routine. It's okay for you to have the details. It's okay for you to want to do those things. Like it's not basic of you. It's not like a fucking housewife. Screw every single notion that you've ever learned in your life because it's bullshit, pretty much. So that just needed to be said. You might be naggy or good at complaining, but that just comes from you not feeling appreciated because you are such a doer. You're such a down ass bitch that like you be doing shit like to the T and you just want to feel appreciated for it. And that is not wrong. We actually talk about it a little bit more in your Mars for your passion. So I think we'll just wait for that. You need to feel useful and needed. You are the first to jump to help somebody, easily overwhelmed by pressure and stress. So like, people might in your life right now even say to you, like, why wouldn't you do this? Or why don't you want to do that? And you just have to know that your energy in your body is worth keeping space for and protecting. And if at the sound of something, at the sight of something, if it does not sound like something you want to jump and do, then don't. Like, what a beautiful life that we get to live, that we get to truly just do things we want to do and not things that we don't want to do. Like it's literally that simple. And anybody who fucking has anything to say about it is trying to do things not in your good intention and they ain't supposed to be in your life anyways. So again, deuces. Yes. Routine and detail matter and that's okay. Embrace it. Embrace your little perfection ass bitch ass. Okay. I'm just kidding. When you love someone, you show it in very practical, simple ways, but just make sure that the person that you are trying to love knows it. Some people want that like super affectionate billboard style like love because that's what they want to give you and you don't want that, so then you don't give that, and that is all about your love language, which we'll talk about in your Venus sign. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Excuse me. It says shy to new people and things, but like once somebody gets to know you, they know that like you are the most down ass reliable, fun, crazy, amazing ass person, and you deserve to protect your energy. If somebody says you're too intense, there's like a TikTok thing going on. Like if you think I'm too intense or too much or any of those things, then like don't have me. And that's truly how you should be living your life. Like you deserve to be adored and appreciated, and your energy deserves to be protected. You have to like stop having such lack of confidence. It is so obvious in your chart, and I'm so sorry. I love you so much. But you are a queen. We are literally women who are goddesses. The fact that we get to be women and our superpower gets to be being emotional and being these humans that create and fix anything we touch and have this deep emotional energy. It is a superpower, and you are so amazing. You are so amazing. And I know even listening to this, you're probably like, meh. Stop. Okay? You have to stop being so like self-critical and self-aware. Like nobody is looking at you like you are looking at you. You you're putting out more lack of self-confidence and lack of like glow and happiness simply by the way you're thinking about yourself, not even by the way you look. And that's going to start by changing with like simple affirmations, simple things, writing on the mirror, like I am gorgy. I'm a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. I am a fire ass queen. I have the most amazing blank. My best feature is blank. It's really going to start with you saying these things to yourself over and 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 over again till it becomes like fluid language. Nobody in this whole world is going to be able to give that to you. You have to give that to yourself. You have to start loving yourself. Okay? Okay. I say that a lot. Maybe it's okay. So it says too skeptical and like quick to being like, no fucking way. Too blunt. And sometimes you feel like, well, like you just can't handle the truth. You just can't handle me. And like as much as I'm telling you to be kind to yourself, like you need to be kind to the people that love you. Not everybody needs you to fucking put it on the plate and smack it up flat and make it fucking obvious and like overwhelming for them. Like sometimes they just need a little bit of love. Sometimes they just need a little bit of advice. Sometimes they just need a hug. Sometimes they just need a friend to listen. They don't always need you to be this like, be gentle with yourself and you will find that it starts to pour into the people that you love. Yes. It says not to take things so personal. Like your emotional intensity, it's not a bad thing and you can never change it, but it's not anybody else's. The way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you want to act is beautiful. It is a gift from the fucking universe. And it's going to make you more successful in your life than you've ever been, but you have to understand that like that's not going to do much for you if you're using it in an aggressive, negative energy form. Okay? And you can't like do that and then get upset when people don't receive. And then when they try to tell you, like, it's very, like moon Virgos are just like a lot of like my way or the highway. And as much as your way might be correct, like 2 + 2 = 4, but so does 1 + 3. Having respect and compassion for their solution is very, very important. Yes. Okay. Says that you are just a deep person. You just have like, again, these emotional intense things and you have this darkness and this mysterious about you and it's not bad. Please don't ever think that. That is not what I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful thing. It's actually your duality. So duality, what I mean when I say by that is yin and yang is what we know it most by, is your feminine and your masculine energy. What I've learned now is like we are our own yin and yang. Like I used to tell my husband all the time, and not that he's not my yang, like he definitely balances me out. But overall, like I balance myself out. It's always been inside of us. Like you are just more in touch with your masculine, darker side energy. And that is so beautiful because most women live their whole lives not knowing how to do that. But to get more in touch with your feminine side is very important. If you need help with that, please let me know. Okay, so we're going to move on to Mercury in Leo. So Mercury is your communication. This says, no problems, only solutions. Period. I wrote. Bottom line is the key to all solutions. You will spend a lot of time in your life helping people solve their own problems, which is a gift. It's your gift. But a lot of people have a lot of problems because it makes them get attention. And again, I feel like I'm going to say this a lot. This is your reoccurring theme. Protect your energy. Not every person deserves your genius, easy solution. If they can't see that this is what they need to do, then like you have to stop fucking telling them. Because you're not helping them. They're going to get to the solution. They're going to get to where they need to go and where they need to be with or without you. And most of the time, it's more than likely without you because they don't have that person just fucking giving them everything, you know? You are very charming, friendly, and positive. You are great at public speaking, putting your ideas across. You have a very authoritative, sincere, honest, knowledgeable way of speaking, and that makes people feel intimidated. And that's not for you to apologize for, but that's for you to understand that in every situation, in every scenario, the way you approach conversation and the way you approach communication, it might not be received the same in every way. And you don't have to change that if you're okay with not having complete success in every single scenario that you put yourself in to communicate with. But if you want to have that success, then that takes you knowing that this might take a little lightheartedness. This might take a little humor. This might take a little bit not so and more. Yes, that was good. That was fucking good. I put the sensitive ones, LOL, fuck them. But that is just like the sensitive ones in our life, I've come to find out, is my daughter, is my Riley, who's an Aquarius. It's the people that I love the most. And I love them enough to be sensitive enough to their feelings, whether I think they're stupid or not. Oh, okay, so it says that you might have had a hard time expressing yourself when you were younger. But now you're growing into feeling more like comfortable and more loved and more heard. And once you really embrace that you really are like so worthy, so capable, so loved, so heard, so seen, you are going to be a powerhouse. You are a deep, sincere, philosophical ass bitch. And your words and energy deserve to be heard. And if anyone makes you feel unworthy of that, if anyone makes you feel questioned by that, then they're not your people. They don't deserve it. And it's okay to not have that acceptance from everyone. Like, who cares? Like, you feeling good with yourself and you feeling accepted with yourself is so much more important than Joe Schmo understanding what you're trying to say. Do you know what I mean? Because like, some people will just never fucking get it. You have definitely like studied and you understand like that you can trust yourself, that you are right. And that just trust that. Just fucking trust that. Like, you have done the work. You have done the reflection. You know what you've gone through. You know what you're going towards. You know where you're at. And just have so much confidence that like, it's not even like able to be shooken. Yes. Trust your shit, girl. You is smart. But when you are out of balance, you might put off the feelings of feeling like impatient, of feeling like indecisive, not knowing what to do, feeling like so overwhelmed, aggressive, angry, spit spat, like you're just like ready to fucking go. And that's just like, you have to find the awareness in like, this is what I'm feeling. It's not fucking good. This is what I'm putting out. It's not fucking good for myself or anyone that's getting it. And I need to take a minute to get my shit straight, because nobody is going to benefit from you in that nature. And to just have such compassion for yourself and for the others around you, because they are human beings too. Okay? Take time to reflect. Like, either have a friend that you can vent to and like say these things to and they never hold it against you, or like a journal or something that you can like put it all out, because you're not the person to want to keep it in, but you can't just like at everybody all the time. Leo, like lion, you can't like do the raw. Okay, you can't do that to every person, every scenario, every situation, every time. Sorry, I'm very thirsty. Okay, so we're gonna move on to your Venus. So your Venus is like your love. It is the planet of sex goddess. It's good shit. Okay, so that is in Virgo. So I put not the Fergalicious, Flirtalicious one. You're not it. You are more dedicated. You are more into like the long-term deep love, like generosity, like adoration. Like when you start like getting in a relationship with someone, they might even think like, oh my God, like, does she even fucking like me? And Venus has a lot to do with not just like your sexual relationships with everybody, just especially that. You are sensitive in love, even though you are the last one to admit it. You are a hard-ass bitch. Okay, don't tell nobody. We can bleep that out if you want. You just feel that, like, you just truly love so deep, so passionately, so intensely, so according to details with every ounce of you, that you just honestly believe that nobody else could love you the way that you love them. And as much as your love is amazing, you're holding yourself to a standard of being loved by you, and like, do it. Do it then, bitch. Do it then. Love yourself like that. Love yourself like that. Stop waiting for somebody else to love you like that, and then just love yourself like that. If you're that good and you're the best, then just do it. And just wait for your life to change. Whew, that was good. I hope this isn't too much, okay? It says that you are like childlike in love. Like I put playground rounds, LOL. Like you like to just like nitpick, kind of just like play and like hit, laugh, joke, which is all good. If your person that you're doing that with understands your love language and is not a sensitive fucking Sally. Because me, I would cry. But I would get used to it, I think, if I just knew that that was you now. But like, if somebody was just like too like, man, I'd be like, what the fuck, just love me. And you might have people in your life that are like, I just feel like you don't even love me. And that's why. Like, they don't want that playground round. They want library one-on-one with a librarian who smells like sweet vanilla. Give it to them if you love them, okay? Okay. You do not like show-offs or know-it-alls. It is a turn-off for you. Ew, I said. You need space and appreciation for all things that you do. The only problem with this is that, like, you do all the things so deeply and so connected and, like, so passionately. Like, you don't just change their garbage. You change their garbage, but then you notice that the wax melt behind their garbage was gone. And not only did you empty it, you took a cotton ball, cleaned it out, and you put a little wintry scent in there with a little bit of lemon for some refreshing hint. They don't fucking know. They don't notice. Yeah, they notice that you changed the garbage can, but you're looking for them to fucking do a front flip. Thank you for the pine cedar wood. And they don't even know you did it. That is a very explanation. But like, if you want to have complete appreciation for the things you do, then you have to let people know you do them. You are like putting people up to fail. And it doesn't have to be in a manipulative, mean way either. Like, I did, da 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 da. It could just be like, hey, did you notice that I did this for you? And once you start putting people onto that, they'll start noticing. They'll notice. And they might not ever give it back to you. That's just the way it is, baby. Okay? Some people just don't have that. And it's freaking okay. Okay? So, like, I talked a little bit, so, like, love language. I talk about this a lot in videos, and I feel like this needs its whole own video by itself. But, good night, babe. I love you. Your love language is something that if you don't know your love language, problem. And if you don't know your partner's love language, problem. Because what's happening is you both are spending so much time, and not even just loved ones, kids, family, okay? They're loving you on 101.3, and you're loving them on 93.4. And all you can hear is static. And you're like, what in the shitballs? I am just doing all these things for you, all these acts of service, all these words of affirmation. But if your love language is physical touch, I could write you a novel and you could walk away feeling like so in love, like, what the fuck is this bitch even doing? It is on you to figure out, again, one, your love language, the people around you's love language, and allowing them to understand yours. And it doesn't have to be in such a simple concept, but like my husband, like, baby, I just need you to, like, every single morning write me that good morning text. And you better not copy and paste it one time or I will die. It's the words of affirmation for me. And for me, I could go on and on and on. I'm a Gemini. I could just like not stop talking to them. I can't. But understanding that his love language is physical touch is so important. And when you allow yourself to really love yourself in that way, to love others in that way, to allow others to love you in that way, you will find that like just the love and the abundance of warmth and just good, warm, and fuzzies is going to like 10 times. It really is going to 10 times. Like you don't have to be so hard to love. You're not hard to love. You have a past that made you think that like love was not like needed, but it is a basic mammal instinct. And once you just understand that like not everything's bad, not being a sensitive, lovey-dovey type is not weak, like, and nobody else even has to know it. As long as your person, and you do, we're good to go. We're good to go. Okay? All right. So now we're going to move into our Mars in Virgo. So Mars represents your action, your fiery action. Just kind of how you get shit done. Virgo, again, you have a lot of Virgo in your chart. Productive, busy, goal-oriented, practical people. You get shit done and done good. So good that people want you to do it. Like, people know, they're like, hey, ask Nessa to do this. She can do that. Do. And then you find yourself not wanting to say no because you want to help everybody. And then you're overwhelmed. And then you're stressed. And then you're anxious. And then you're fidgety. And then you can't sleep. And then you're irritable. And then you're fucking all of these things. And then everything's kind of getting done with like this icky energy and icky attitude. And what you put out to the universe is what is coming back to you. So if you have to say no to some projects and only work on 5 with absolutely every ounce of everything that you have and make those the 5 most fierest things you do in 1 month versus doing 15 and making them all okay, it's okay to do that. Protect your energy, protect your space, protect your time. If you're feeling unaligned, if you're feeling like you really don't want to do something, but I have to, or but I need to, like that takes you really reflecting what happens if I don't do this? Or what happens if I give this job to somebody else? What happens if you know what I mean? Like really, and not being like, oh, they'll hate me. But like sometimes all people need to know is the true placement of where you're at and where your head is and where your spirit is. And when you're honest about that, like honestly, I would love to help you. But right now I'm really going through a lot and I'm really doing a lot. And I appreciate you so much for thinking about me. But I have to say no next time. Okay. And if they don't want to fucking ask you next time, somebody else will because you're fire. So it's okay. Like, let it go. You just like don't want to see people fall because you have this like just really kind heart and like it's just none of your business. It's your business is your business and their business is their business. And that doesn't mean you have to be like this cold-hearted, uncompassionate, helpful person. That just means that you have to love and respect yourself enough to know that like, hey, you matter, but I matter more. Because that's what we should all be doing. Like you really do matter that much. So like your system is everything to you. We kind of talked about this a little bit in your Capricorn, but just like if somebody wants to fuck with your system, they're literally asking to get fucked up. And that's not true. They just have a different idea. Okay? It's fine. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to like agree, but allowing people to have the space to voice ideas, to voice opinions, and to honestly be listening to them will honestly help you a lot in life. Like just do that, okay? Just do that. You, to analyze and delegate. This is what I wrote down, analyze and delegate. Like, do you really have to do everything that you're feeling like you have to do? I feel that too as a mom of 5. I have 5 kids. Ranging from ages of 2 to 16. They all are in sports. They're all doing something. My house is always a fucking disaster. I always need to clean it. I always need to Lysol. There's always laundry. There's always work to be done. There's always fucking something. I literally am the queen of saying that. There's always something. But what's going to be there tomorrow? And what's going to be okay if let the kids fold their laundry. If it fits in the drawers and you want to have your shit in the drawers like that, I don't care. I know it's so hard. My girls walked in the house today with their boots on from school, their snow boots, all over my fresh floor. I made them mop it. And it's not that bad. They mopped it, and it's over with, and it's done. I'm not stressing about the shit on the floor. Tomorrow, I'll worry about something else on the floor. Like, really just allow yourself to not feel so, like, about everything. Just live this like in tune, passionate, happy, healthy life that you're longing to live, and you will be great. You'll be great. You are great. You are great. All right, so next we're going to go to Jupiter. Jupiter is your planet of like abundance and good fortune and luck and one of my favorite planets. I say that every time, but I probably will. So your Jupiter is in Leo. Again, lioness is how I think about it. So attracts best fortune when the word was magnanimity, magnanimity. I had to look it up. Magnanimous comes from the Latin word magnus, means great, And omnious means soul. So essentially it means just being a good fucking person. Like just a good person. And it's just like, it just lit me up. Because like, what a good way to get good fortune. Like, shit, bitch. You got that. You got that. Being generous, being inspiring. And not just inspiring in anything, but like really being inspiring in the growth, in the journey, in your confidence. Like, show people that. Show people that. There are so many people that need to see that it's possible, that's your job. That's your job. When you act in like dignity and grace and in service, that is when you're going to receive the best fortune in your life. You take pride in all your things, as you should, because they're fire. But just being this like loving, non-egotistical, but just such a generous, loving, happy person, that is when you will find your most success. And put it out in faith. Like, you know that when you put good out, it goes out. When you put out a loving gratitude energy does not know language. Energy does not understand anything else except frequency. And when we put good things out, we vibe at a higher energy. And the universe says, oh, you like that? Okay, I'll give you more of that. But when you do things in a negative energy, why me, poor me, oh me, piss poor attitude, the universe says, oh, you like more of that? Okay. It literally does not understand that like sarcasm or like nothing. Keep doing things in good faith and good energy, and it will continue to come back to you 100-fold, 10-fold. You know that life is not easy, and your growth and understanding is seen from the universe. And you are and you will continue to be rewarded as long as you continue those things that we just talked about. Always make sure that you embrace and enjoy and give yourself credit for the small things in life. So again, with that energy, if you get a small win or a small payment or a small thing in life and you're just kind of like, meh, the universe, again, is swaying around to you receiving something, you putting out a meh attitude. Guess what you're going to get? You're going to continue to get meh successes. When you like appreciate and applaud something as small as like a mustard seed for something as huge as like an willow tree, it matters. And you have to start doing that. Like, everything you do is successful. Every day you wake up is a success. Every single time you wake up with a gratitude, an attitude of gratitude, you're winning. And you should freaking feel so good about that. You should like, yes, just continue to do that. Continue to do that. You did that, you will do that, and you're doing that. That's literally what I said. Okay, so your Saturn, that represents time and like limits. And like, there's no pushing Saturn. There's no getting around Saturn. You do not make Saturn move. It is like a professor in a college course that you don't even fucking want to take. But like, you have to take it to graduate. And you'd rather like poke your fucking eyeballs out. But you got to take it. And you actually have to write an essay at the end of this whole class, and at the end of the class, you actually find that you learned something. That is Saturn. So your Saturn is in Aquarius. Self-taught in a long-term study. Like, you just don't ever stop learning, which is such a beautiful trait and gift to have. So don't ever change that. The day you stop learning is the day you die. So don't do that anytime soon, okay? You are a serious soul with a respect for the elderly or highly functioning intellectuals. Don't fucking question that. Surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself with people who make you think. Surround yourself with people who make you fucking question yourself to level up. If you're not leveling up, then what the fuck are you doing? Right? Right? Don't settle. Find your people. But allow more people in. Not everyone is out there to hurt you, and not everyone's out there to like take advantage, which you're pretty good at that. So just make sure that you keep allowing that. You are just like, so like fun and amusements and like games and excitement. It's just like not really your thing. Like, you want to go, but like, me, I'd rather go home and watch I'd rather go binge a Netflix series alone. Is how you feel. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Like we talked about in the beginning of this video, like how amazing to be a human in a soul purpose, to be able to have the ability to say like, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't. That's so awesome. Like, that is so great. And it is time for you to just like really embrace that and not do shit that you don't fucking want to do. Okay. And not like stupid stuff like that you need to do, like stuff that really drains your energy. Okay. Yes. You are deeply wise. This is not your first go around in life. I'll make another video about that too. I really don't know much about that though, but I'm learning. But just like from your chart, it's just telling me that like this is not your first go around. This is not your soul's first lesson in this life. And you are leveling up in this lifetime. And it is something that you should just every single day wake up with such excitement and joy to like learn more, see more, meet more, do more. Don't ever stop feeling so excited and passionate for life. Like it's such a gift. It is such a gift. You're doing a really great job though. You really are. Be more open to changing faster. Like, I know that you really like the details and I know that you really like your like practical way of thinking, but by the time you like get around to be okay with like doing something that changes something, it's already 3 opportunities behind and now you have to take time to think about the 3 things that you missed and then the opportunity that's at hand now. And nobody has got time for that. You're missing it. You're missing it. Not everything, but there are some things that you know that you just need to like take the jump on. This is your sign to do it. Okay? There you go. Okay, next we're going to talk about Uranus. So Uranus is opposite of Saturn. So Uranus is talking about the change and transformation that comes after the learning. This is where that essay comes in from the professor that you thought you could literally learn nothing from. He actually taught you the lesson of life. Like, jeez, okay? Uranus. Your Uranus is in Capricorn. It says common sense is the ruler of your thoughts and decisions. You literally dismiss and need to stop your gut and intuition. You just would rather have like factual common sense and you just choose not to listen to your deeper intuition on things. And you are right. You are right on damn near half the shit. No, 75% of the shit that you think. And more than half of the time, you go back and say, damn, I should have just fucking listened to myself. Well, stop having that moment and start listening to yourself. Start listening to yourself. You are very resourceful. You're very strong. You're very steady. You are powerful, but you are not untouchable. So you have to know that, like, yes, you should think with these, like, practical ideas and facts and fucking black and white things, but also think with your gut. Also think with your spiritual mind. Also think with your intuition. And with both of those things combined, it will make sure that you don't destroy yourself. Because that is what most of us humans do, is we destroy ourselves by our ego and we don't even realize it. And then we continue to live another 30 years that's full of nothing. And it is just very crucial that we understand that, yes, we are powerful. Yes, we are smart. Yes, we are tactful. Yes, we are amazing. But we are not, we're not God, okay? You know? Okay, I think that your mission in life is what you were sent here for. Like I said before that, like, this is not your first time on earth. This is not your first time around. And you know what you're meant to do. Like, you know what you were born for. And I'm not saying it's going to happen in this lifetime, but I'm saying that even if it doesn't the next go around, you will be higher. You will be more spiritually enlightened and aligned. And it is our purpose as humans to live a life full of alignment and purpose and mission and gratitude and love and harmonious peace, that we get to see ourselves level up, because we are so deserving of that. Like, we live these lives that are just really hard and really heavy, and that's not the meaning to life. And you know that. So keep holding on to that. Keep holding on to that. Yes. Okay, so now we'll go to your Neptune. So again, your Neptune is also in Capricorn. Your Neptune is like your spiritual, deeper self, which kind of perfect with what we're talking about. It says you are wise, responsible, and sensible. She, quote unquote, she will succeed thanks to brilliant and unusual ideas. I just thought that was worth putting in there, quote unquote. I say that you can be very influenced by your mom or maybe your grandma, and that could be in a really great way. That can be in a really bad way. That's for you to decide. But that goes back to, like, again, breaking those generational curses and chains. Like, I hate to even call them curses, because they're not curses. Like, they created you, they made you, they brought you here. But you don't have to live in the mindset or in the life of lack. And it's okay, even if they're still living, to do it better or to do it more than them. They want you to. Even if they don't know how to say it, or even if they'll never say it. It's okay. Do it for you, boo. Do it for you, boo. You are able to see layers to a situation, like what's not obvious to everyone else. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how do you guys not see this? How do you not see this about somebody? And as much as you want to like scream and shout it from the rooftops and forcefully make everyone understand, no one is going to listen to you, and no one is going to beneficially grow from your attitude and your spiritual approach like that. It has to be in a more sense of just pureness and just slowing down and really analyzing, and not everything deserves a reaction right away. And to really just like, even people who don't expect you to the most. Can you imagine throwing somebody a curveball who expects you to fly off the handle, to be like, you know what? I'll call you later. They're probably going to call you 5 times, but if you got to fucking put them on block for 10 minutes, do it. Do it. Be the bigger, be the better person, and just know that like, you love your love. You love your life. You love the ones that love you and the ones that love you back, and or the ones that you love and the ones that love you back. And that is all that fucking matters. Everyone else is just fucking part of the paradigm. And for you to really love yourself and your people, and to just know that like, it's okay to know these things. It's okay to be this deeper emotional person. But I'm going to keep it to myself because not everyone will understand, respect, or love me. Okay, that was good. Okay. Pluto in Scorpio. So Pluto is like your power, and Scorpio is actually Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So that's where it's at home. And so it's the furthest away from the sun. It's considered to be like the darkest sign, the sign of like death, essentially. But I don't say that. I say it's the planet of rebirth, of transformation. Like through every dark night, there is a light morning. So it's all about how you like perceive. My husband's a Scorpio, so I love me a Scorpio, you little dark weirdos. Okay, I love you. And so it just, you are like, you're just meant to be this like deep, passionate, intense person. And to find somebody who loves you and proves it, you just have to let them do that. You have this deep-seated fear of like betrayal, whether you know it or not. And to just, one, if you don't know it, to identify that, to call it out, to call it to the light of the sun yourself, and to understand that like, you don't have to live in fear of not being enough, of not being loved, of not being taken care of, because right now in this moment, as we speak, you are. And thank you, fucking universe, for it. It's all about the now. It's all about the now. And if you are doing what you need to do with passionate love, with intense emotions, all surrounding this loving, passionate, pure soul, the ones who know, the ones who get it, and the ones who don't. Okay? Again, peace. Almost done. Take another drink. So your Lilith, that's what we're going to talk about next. Your Lilith is like your subconscious self, your deeper inner thoughts. Most of the time our subconscious is booty hole because it's what we were taught when we grew up. And it's like the most shitty thought process maker. It is the you can't, you shouldn't, you won't processing thing in our minds, and it sucks. And we all need to really understand that like reprogramming our conscious from our subconscious is essential to growth in life. Okay, your Lilith is in Capricorn. So deep down, you might feel shitty for wanting to be a successful, worthy, abundant, capable woman. And you just need to know that like that's not your belief. That's not what you really think about women who are fucking successful, entrepreneurs, badass women. That's not what you think about them, but you think about that about yourself. You have to understand that that is a programmed, pre-learned, pre-taught idea, and it's not yours to have. Let it go. Let it go, boo-boo. You are so worthy. You are so successful. You are so abundant. You are so deserving. You are so capable. You are everything plus fucking stacks, okay? Like you have to start holding yourself to the same level that we hold our children, that we hold the people that we love the most. Like you are it, and you are doing all of these things, and it's okay. It's more than okay. You are showing your children and your future generations that this is how we operate. This is how we lived. And again, like I've already said, like it's not fair that we have to be the ones that break these chains, but somebody's got to fucking do it. And if it was going to be anybody, I look at it like it was obviously me. You might feel the same. Embrace your dreams. Embrace your wildest pleasures. Truly just know that like that's nothing to feel shameful about. That's nothing to worry about. And again, the ones who get it, get it. And the ones who don't, who are looking at you to take advantage of you or to not want you to rise, that's selfish on them. And that's not it. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Okay, so we're almost done. This last one. This is your rising. So your rising is essentially your like public you. This is what you put out to people without really even freaking knowing it. And that is in, would you guess it, Virgo? So, it's so funny. I didn't even realize that I was going to say it so many times in the video, but then I said it so many times, and then the very first sentence of this says, people who get it, get it, and people who don't, don't. People who get you understand that you are a deep, analytical, logical, passionate, smart person, and they will allow you to do what you need to do to feel comfortable, to add value, to do whatever makes you feel like you are going to grow in success. They're not going to push things on you. They're not going to push ideas on you. They're not going to like make you do anything, which sometimes can be a bad thing because we need to be pushed out of our comfort zones. But mostly it's for the people who don't understand you, is they're going to like try to force like friendships or relationships, even themselves or others, on you. No, because when that happens, you are going to have this attitude and this like persona about you that makes you appear like makes you appear cold and like unemotional and like untouchable, standoffish, and that's not who you are. You are actually the exact opposite of that, but like you just don't understand that like the way you say things and the way you do things, like other people are really affected by it. And like resting bitch face. I don't know if that's something that's actually really something I got a lot when I was reading this, but like people will be like, oh, I thought you didn't like me. And you'd be like, well, why? Or like, oh my God, I didn't realize. Like, you don't mean to do that. You really don't. Like, you really are just like in your head, analytical, going through the details. And like, you're just like, I'm just like chilling. I'm sorry. And then you're like, okay, well, fuck it. They don't get me anyways. And they don't get you because you didn't show them a real version of you. So you have to give people a fair chance of that, okay? Please do that more. Do that more. Body awareness and self-love will create your happiest reality, quote unquote, concerned with physical health, appearance, in particular about the food that you put in your body, which is good. But again, back to being perfect. You were never created to be perfect. I believe that perfect is confidence costumed by ego. There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing. Perfect is confidence. Perfect is wearing unperfect characteristics and ideas and lives and traumas and things with a confidence that is unwavering. That's perfect. And when you stop being so obsessed with this perfect self-image and like self-projection and what you say and what you think, like, bitch, stop. Like, you are so loved. You are so amazing. Like, you are going to change. You will, like, changing the game. And you just got to stop being so dang mean to yourself. Okay? You have to love yourself. Like, it's okay to notice detail, but it's not okay to drive yourself mad over it. Like, you have to just give yourself more grace and more self-love and more self-understanding to know that a lot of the things that you feel and a lot of the preconceived notions that you don't even realize dictate your life are pre-programmed inside of you. And it takes so much time to like really, 1, pinpoint, 2, pivot, and then 3, live a life without them. It's definitely something that is not for the weak. And I thank you again so much for letting me do this for you. For real. I am going to drop my link tree bio. It is in my link tree is in the bio. I'm also going to drop it in the comments. Ness, I will send you all my notes And before we end, I just pulled a chakra card, like I said in the beginning. So let's read it together. First chakra, base chakra, courage and faith. Of course it is. I embrace courage, faith, and adaptability as they are needed for me to overcome my fear of change. I regularly remind myself to be positive and open to possibilities, knowing that I am the creator of my destiny. I embrace the warrior within me. I remind myself to be a warrior, not a warrior. I am not a victim. I feel the fear and I will always do it anyways. I am ready and eager to move toward what is next. Oh, how beautiful is that? All right. That's it, y'all. I got a minute 01. I'll take it. Thank you so much if you listen. Nessa, I hope this really brought you so much love and joy. It's really my gratitude overflowing for you. I can't wait to help so many more people. And yeah, spread the love, choose happiness, choose the light. Okay. Reach out, check my link tree. See you guys later.